What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So another highly requested video, finally getting around to it. So at the recording of this, I currently have 24 fragrances from the brand Dumont, and I felt it was time to rank my 10 favorites because I get asked all the time, what's my 5 favorites, my 3 favorites, when are you going to do the top 10? Well, here you go. We're going to do it here today. I talk pretty often about my top 2, so it shouldn't be a surprise, I would think, for anybody that's been following along. But the order in which the rest of them go may surprise some of you. This is from a variety of lines from Dumont. This is just my opinion. Your favorite may not be on here, or your favorite may be ranked lower or higher than you'd like it to be. But again, that's your opinion. That's how you feel. But this is my opinion. This is how I feel. Obviously, all of these came from Perfume Box. They are linked below with a 5% off code if you're interested in checking them out. Thank you for Perfume Box for giving me the opportunity to have checked out Dumont, because I had been asked many times about the brand and my thoughts leading up, and then lo and behold, I now have had a situation where they send them to me, and I'm able to check them out, and you know, sometimes maybe good, sometimes maybe shit, sometimes they fall in between, but with these 10, it's a whole bunch of sometimes maybe good, because these are my 10 favorites. Stay tuned. Number 10 spot, probably their most popular line because it's their most affordable line. Very approachable, kind of like a designer line, if you will. The Nitro line, but we're talking about Nitro Green. So why is Nitro Green number 10? So, I do think the green's a fitting color, and the reason being is it smells like Ultra Male, but a slightly more green and metallic twist. So my favorite thing, my literal favorite thing about Dumont is a lot of their stuff's very familiar, popular fragrances with their own interpretation of said fragrance, their own twist, their own set of differentiating nuances to kind of make it be a similar fragrance that walks a different path. And that's exactly how I would describe literally all of these, including Nitro Green. I prefer this to both Ultra Male and 9 p.m. And anybody that's been watching for a while knows I actually recommend 9 p.m. over Ultra Male, which is one of those rare instances where I recommend a clone over the original, because it's smoother, it's fruitier, performs better. Just across the board, I think it's better. It's cheaper. I think this one's better than that. Now, it's not nuclear like 9 p.m., but it's still very beastly. This is a very strong fragrance, but it's the like piney green tone that I get from it with this metallic element that really changes it for me. You still get that kind of sweet, cinnamon spiced, vanillic tone that the Ultra Male DNA is known for. Just like I said, those little twists and nuances give it that something extra, that defining character that makes me enjoy it more than the others. At number 10, we got Nitro Green. This next one comes from my favorite line from the brand, the Borouj line, but this is very much a hybrid style fragrance. This is like the marrying of two profiles. This is called Borouj Mysterious. So what's special about this one is it's got the fruitiness of Herba Pura with, it's supposed to be Baccarat Rouge 540, but I get more of like Instant Crush. And some of you are thinking, but Instant Crush smells like Baccarat Rouge. Well, there's differences. Instant Crush is a bit more floral. It's heavier on the amberwood, but also heavier on the white floral note jasmine. And I get that particular profile. I get more of that sweet floral mixed with the fruitiness of Herba Pura. So I get more like Herba Pura meets Instant Crush. So similar, but not same. But, you know, nobody's wrong, nobody's right here. It's just how it smells to me. Does lean feminine, very sweet, crazy, crazy strong. This stuff is a beast. You got to be mindful of your setting, your situation, your own olfactive issues or lack thereof, because this stuff is potent, super long lasting, and you got to like sweet. That's the biggest outlier, because you got fruity sweet, you got sugary sweet, you got a whole lot of sweet. It's somewhat gourmandish and delicious because there is that kind of tasty snack candy-like character to it, but I wouldn't call it a full-blown gourmand either. Again, amberwood, sugary sweet, cotton candy-like, fruity, citric, a little bit of woods and musk, and some florals. You get plenty of this white floral smell. Even though everything I describe may not dictate what you're going to read in the notes, that's what it smells like to me. Number 9, Borouj Mysterious. Now, this particular brand has its own set of twists and interpretations of the Aventus profile. They've got a few. And I only put what I felt was the absolute best according to my taste. And one of the absolute best as far as accuracy, the quality here is really good as well, is Celerio Oros. Oros is a good one. Very fruity, has the musk, has the smoke, even has a little bit of the florals. This is really good. Now, this one I would not call a twist. This one I would call more of trying to walk the path, 90+% accurate kind of stuff. Oh, it's tart, it's fruity, it's dark. Man, it performs really well. The quality here is pretty good. I wouldn't put it on par with Creed's quality, but I would definitely put it a cut or two above most other fragrances in this price point that share this DNA. This is definitely one of the better ones. And I keep getting asked about Afnan Supremacy Not Only Intense in relation to this one. This isn't the one I would compare the most to Afnan Supremacy Not Only Intense, because that's more about blackcurrant and oak moss. It's very dark and tart. This is why I have that pad, just in case I drop them, so it's not directly on the hardwood. There's hardwood, there's the pad. So for any of you ever wondering why I got that blue pad right here, that's why. You never know when you're going to drop a bottle. This one doesn't really remind me all that much of it because, again, you get the tart, dark, kind of inky blackcurrant smell here, but it's not overdone. You still get apple, you still get bergamot, you still get pineapple, you get all the fruitiness that the Aventus DNA is known for here. It's not distinctively just a whole lot of one thing like Supremacy Not Only Intense. And I don't get loads of oak moss here, though I do get a little bit. Again, that's what Supremacy Not Only Intense is all about, blackcurrant and oak moss. Very, very heavy on both of those. Beautiful fragrance, but I would think they're not as similar as some would want it to be. So if you're looking for a more accurate interpretation of Aventus, this might be the one to check out, is my point. It's actually really, really good. Celerio Oros. Now, I'm one of the few in the proud when it comes to Parfums de Marly and Calon being my favorite. Not that many people are going to tell you Calon's their favorite from the brand. I like that oddball, zesty, peppered orange, super spicy, somewhat like Baccarat Rouge. Like I would say like 20 or 30% of that, because people will get relation to it. I get it too, just faint, a little bit in the opening. It's got this red rubber ball smell. Again, I've always thought it's maybe my mind playing tricks on me with the red color of the bottle, which Bravanzo Covnerge definitely has that same color red. Pretty accurate here. I would call it every bit of like 80-85% plus accurate. It's a little bit sweeter, just a little bit sweeter than what Calon is. That's more dry spice, zesty, a lot of pepper, resins. Here, I do get a touch of sweetness, but it's overall, you can tell that's the path they were walking. It's I wouldn't call it a carbon copy. I would call it a very slight twist, but it's really good. It's not every day I come across something that smells like Calon, so naturally it's one of my favorites from the brand for that alone, because this is the only other fragrance I own that smells like Calon. And it's such a rare occasion that I get an opportunity to wear it, because it's such a heavy, spicy fragrance that the strength of it really adds to it needing to be in cold weather. And I don't really live in that cold of weather. Again, I know it's always ironic when I talk about it being summertime or talking about the lack of cold weather when I'm wearing a hoodie in these videos. Again, I wear a hoodie to the gym. Once I get a good sweat going, I then take my hoodie off. For those of you that were wondering, because I know there's a lot of irony when it comes to certain instances where I'm wearing a hoodie and talking about something very counterproductive to what I'm wearing. I get it. But if you've never tried Calon, this one might be a bit of a bold move for you, but if you've tried Calon and don't want to spend PDM money, that's where this one comes in. Covnerge is actually really good. Now, this one I would relate more to something like Supremacy Not Only Intense, but even then, this has a dark, rich leather facet. Like black, I heard somebody say like a black leather couch on fire when I did the full review. If you're watching this, comment down below, because that was funny as hell and very accurate at the same time. A black leather couch on fire is a good way to talk about Nitro Intense. It's so dark, smoky, and leathery. It has the dark tart fruitiness. You get the earthy green smell, the spicy oak moss-like smell. With light fruitiness at the top. This blacked out design fitting to the fragrance. It's very dark, very rich. But I don't think it's overbearing. But if you want a true leathery twist on Aventus, This is that jam. That's why this had to be included. This is the highest ranked Aventus-like one. There's another one that there's an argument for, but it's more Hachivat. We'll get to that in a little bit, because Hachivat and Aventus, not the same. Some similarity, but not the same fragrance. This, still not that close to Aventus, believe it or not. I would say this is like 70% of that DNA. And I think that's even being generous, because, again, black leather couch on fire. Yeah, burning, smoky, dark leather, rich. Really good. Cold weather, evenings, dressed to impress. This is definitely one of Dumont's best releases. Definitely one of the best in the Nitro line, too. I really enjoy this one thoroughly. Platinum did not make it, for anybody that's going to be wondering where's Platinum. I didn't want to put too many that smelled like Aventus. I really wanted to put my absolute favorites. And it came down to the fruity spicy one or the black leather couch on fire. And personally, the more unique of the two in my collection is definitely the black leather couch on fire. So here we go with Nitro Intense. Any of you Angel Share fans out there, this is a twist that I am here for. I think it's my favorite twist besides one other, which is also, which is also in this video. So this is very fruity. Still has the booziness, the spiciness. It smells clearly like Angel Share, but a very, very fruity version of it. Celerio Epic, and I love the bottle. This is the best Celerio bottle. This red with that gunmetal look. Oh, matte red with glossy gunmetal. It's a cool looking bottle. And it smells so good. Immensely juicy fruit smell with loads of cinnamon. The booziness isn't overdone here. It does settle into that sweet cognac, but nice and ambery. It's a little powdery. Oh, man. This is a good one. This is a good one. The quality's really good. This is a monster performer. Very cozy. Very magnetic. It just draws you in, even as the wearer, let alone your lady. It's... oh man, they did such a good job with this one. I love the way this smells. I love stuff that smells like Angel Share because I love Angel Share. This is my favorite when it comes to what's really accurate to Angel Share, but has enough of a twist to make it kind of its own thing, but still distinctively Angel Share. If you ever wonder what a fruity take would be, because there's a little bit of fruitiness in Angel Share, but it's enhanced greatly here. And performance is phenomenal. It's really hard to beat. It's Celerio Epic. Now, I've heard so many people describe this so many different ways. I've heard it's Nitro Red with vanilla. I've heard it's more mature. Can't remember what they said. I've heard so many things about it. It's a cool looking bottle. White porcelain look with white leather. Obviously, you know where I'm going here with Nitro White. It's a lot of people's favorite. Some of you are mad it's not my favorite, I guess, because we all have to think the same. I guess we're all supposed to be a herd of sheep. I don't know. Not this guy. But I understand why this is a lot of people's favorite. So it does have a lot of sweetness. It's vanillic. It's a little powdery. It has some fruitiness. It's playful. It's not a very serious fragrance. A little bit of a gourmand facet to it because the vanilla here is on the creamy side of things. It's very delicious, delectable, if you will. I think it's really good. I gotta say, if you're a fan of sweet fragrances, you'll enjoy this one. If you don't like super sweet, avoid it at all costs. You won't like it because it is a very, very sweet fragrance. But not like, let me find the right words here. I wouldn't say like juvenile teenager kind of stuff. I would say a more adult like designer vanilla because it kind of falls into the profile of like typical designer vanilla, but the quality is a little bit better. The blend's a little bit nicer. It is a good one. It is a good one. I do have a full review up on the channel if you want to hear more details beyond what you're going to get on the list, because I've got full reviews of each of these up on the channel if you want to hear more. But this is a lot of people's favorite, and I get it. It's not my favorite. There's 3 more that I like ahead of it. But, I mean, it's in the top 5. That counts for something, right? Nitro White. Now, this is that other Angel Share twist I was talking about that's my favorite, because you can wear this one in the warm weather. So there's some iris here that gives it this fresh, soft, powdered floral tone. It's got like almost this citric freshness, like fruity fresh. It's still fruity, but it's not like fruity sweet. It's more fresh and juicy, almost watery like. It's Borouj Silage. I've been talking about this one a lot lately. I recently reviewed this one. I've been wearing this one a good bit recently. Still has the cinnamon, still has the booze, the amber, all that. When you put these two side by side, it's clear that they're cousins. I wouldn't call them direct siblings, but cousins. They share the DNA. There's chromosomes down the line that are matching. But they're not the same fragrance. This is very much a fruitier angel share. This is very much a much fresher, slightly floral angel share. I prefer this twist. This is my absolute favorite fragrance that smells like angel share, besides one other. I can't put anything above Soma Parfum's Halcyon. I actually think that's superior to angel share itself. The way the tobacco note is done in that, it's angel share with a heavy tobacco note. Soma Parfums, do yourself a favor. Halcyon, it's amazing. Better than angel share. It's niche, but it's not as expensive as angel share. It's like high 100s. Anyways, if you want to spend a fraction of that, this doesn't have the tobacco note. Again, this is more fresh fruit, soft, fresh floral, with the cinnamon and the booze and the amber and all those goodies. I wouldn't want to wear this in super high heat, though I did test the waters with that and it did okay. At 4 or 5 sprays, it did okay when I was in Houma, Louisiana, and it was super muggy, super humid. It did work okay, and that's where I came to the determination that this is the angel share twist that you can rock in high heat humidity, and it's fine. Now, in the middle of the day, when the sun's blazing, maybe not, but later in the afternoon, on into the evening, when it was still clipping heat index in the 100s, did just fine. This is a good one. I highly encourage you to check this one out, Borouj Silage. Number 2, Watermelon Invictus. Used to be my number 1, Nitro Red. The hype beast of the bunch. I get asked all the time, this or Hawass? This. The quality's a little bit better. It's not as sharp and synthetic as Hawass. Just as fruity, not as spicy as Hawass, just as aquatic. It literally smells like melting a watermelon Jolly Rancher and putting it in a bottle of Paco Rabanne Invictus to me. Great performance. It's very youthful and playful, high compliment factor kind of stuff. Nothing serious. I wouldn't want to go to dinner dates with this, but casually, great option. Workwear, sure. Fine for work, indoor, outdoor settings, labor force, office. Works totally fine, year-round too. Strong enough to cut through the cold, no problem, no issues. And light and fresh enough at the same time to work in high heat. It's the poster child for the brand. My number 2 is Nitro Red. And my favorite, this is the one I was saying is more like Hachivat, but even more oak moss than Hachivat, if you can believe it. Spicy, woody, green, earthy, without being super smoky, because Hachivat's oak moss is a little smokier than this. But we're talking about Borouj Spiritus. This is my favorite Dumont fragrance. This is the one that was able to dethrone Nitro Red, because Nitro Red, that was my number 1 for a long time. This is so good. More apple and citrus than pineapple. It's so good. Very much like Hachivat with a twist. The opening's very familiar, very similar. I would say it's almost a virtually identical opening to Hachivat, but when it dries into the Chypre element, the heavy oak moss dominance, that it's not the same exact characteristic type of oak moss. Like similar, but not the same. Because again, this, believe it or not, smells like a cleaner oak moss smell, where I get so much more smoke. It smells a little more dirty and earthy with Hachivat, believe it or not, than this. I think this works year-round. This is hyper-masculine. This is classy and refined, yet I think you can totally rock this with a t-shirt. Easy on the sprays. You can rock it in the high heat. Give yourself another spray or 2 or even 3 if you really want to get frisky, and rock it in the coldest of cold. This is the one. For me, in my opinion, if you're going to get one, if you have a similar taste to me, Borouj Spiritus is the one. Well, that's my 10 personal favorites from Dumont. Your 10 may vary. Your 10 may not. That'd be kind of funny if you happen to have the same order as me. Does anybody have the same order as me? What's the odds of something like that? So let me know down below. What are your 10 favorites? Did you happen to... thank you again, Perfume Box, for having sent these my way over throughout the year, basically. So I've been able to check them out and really see the diversity and the just enjoyability. So enjoyable the House of Dumont has been, I gotta say. What a great option for, popular stuff with a twist. Good quality, affordable, good performance, nice bottles, good atomizers. I mean, really hard not to like. And I'll catch you guys on the next one. Have a good one.